Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Pendrith ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament. Also seeking his first PGA Tour victory, he went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And we get our over 212.5. It gets to 213 with 1.8 seconds left. Mike Conley's on the free throw line. He just hit the first one. So it's 108, 105 right now. If he hits the second one, they cut it to 2, but there's only 1.8 seconds left. And he misses the second one. Wow. You just really screwed yourself. Because I was going to say, you make the second one, you make it 108, 106, and with 1.8 seconds left, you don't have a choice. You have to miss on purpose. Yep. You have to miss on purpose and hope to just tip it in after and to tie the game. But now it's a 3. You can't, like, you hit the free throw. It's only a 2-point game now. So now you have to miss on purpose and hope and kick it out for 3, which is a really 1 in like 1,000 type of deal. So he misses on purpose. They don't get the rebound. I win by half a point. Wow.
There it is. Take them out as you can get them, buddy. I was like me and the Sparks last night. Like won by a half and on the money line. They came back, won by a basket. You know there's a Canadian Championship soccer tonight? I didn't realize. Forge FC's beating CF Montreal 2-1, 80th minute. That game's going on right now. I didn't even, kind of blew my mind. I didn't know there was a big soccer game here.
Yeah, I don't know how big it is, but yeah, there's a soccer game going on.
They call it Canadian Championship.
I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah, but it's not.
Is it the Canadian Championship?
It is. But it's not. It's not the final. It's not like it's not the final.
Yes, still a big.
But it is. Game. But no, it's the same thing as the U.S. Open Cup's going on right now.
Yeah.
Seattle Sounders are playing the Phoenix Rising, and in fact, the MLS teams bitched about this and this tournament. They're like, "Oh, we don't want to do it anymore." The U.S. Open Cup's like the oldest soccer tournament in America, and the MLS is too big now because we have Messi. So we're like, "Oh, we don't want to play in your U.S. Open Cup anymore." They kind of got shamed into staying, but they're not playing any of their starters, right? Like basically, they're starting to send all these MLS teams actually have like a B team. There's like Vancouver Whitecaps 2, Red Bulls 2. Like there's sort of developmental teams. So you're going to get live dogs right now, big time, like point blank. Forge FC are beating CF Montreal right now. I guarantee you CF Montreal aren't playing their starters game.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing right now. It's the same thing right now with the Seattle Sounders and Phoenix Rising. Why you would figure, wow, the Seattle Sounders would be bigger favorites at -105. it's still scoreless right now, 30 minutes in. There's another one coming up tonight, actually. The Vancouver Whitecaps are playing the Calgary Cavalry.
Any opinions?
Let me get the odds. They played, I think they played a couple of weeks ago. Let's see. I'm looking for soccer here. Like, it's not on the main. I got to scour for this, Cam. It's not on the main.
Gabe, I got good news for you, though. I don't know. I put $20. What did we do with Maryland? Won again. They upset Duke and lacrosse. I was just checking out the bracket, and Julio's Denver team. Like, we're in the Final Four now for this lacrosse. It's Maryland versus Virginia. We're a 7 seed. They're a 6. And Julio's Denver Pioneers are a 5, but they're up against Notre Dame, the number 1 seed. So if Maryland beats Virginia, we get to the final, and we have an opportunity.
Yeah, we gave Maryland at plus 1,400.
Correct.
The odds makers don't believe in them very much still. They're still plus 1,200, and they're in the Final Four.
That's weird. They beat Duke, who was a higher seed. Duke was a 2. We won 14-11, and now we're playing a 6 seed in Virginia. So, I don't know. Terps are playing pretty good right now. If we win that game, we go to the final. You got a head
They're probably going to lose, I think, to Virginia. But unless I don't pretend to be a college expert, but it was a great pick by you and me that we picked Maryland out of a hat.
We literally did.
Julio gave us the Denver Pioneers, and I looked. I was like, you know what? I think Maryland at 14-1 have a shot. And I just know. Listen, I really did that because I do follow lacrosse a bit. I follow the indoor pro league more than this college stuff, to be honest. Like, because it's on TSN, so I watch it, I bet on it and stuff. I was gonna say I can't believe I'm forgetting a name. I'm bad with names suddenly. Who do we work with? Oh, Ashley. What was her last name? Ashley.
Dawkin.
Ashley Dawkin. Yeah, Ashley Dawkin. She's the sideline reporter for the National Lacrosse League.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. She doesn't get, it's not the most glamorous hot spots. You're going from like Saskatchewan to Halifax to, but
work.
You do get San Diego's in the league. Dallas Fort Worth is in the league. So, you know what? She gets some pretty good trips out of it. But yeah, the National Lacrosse League is a pretty successful league, fun league to bet on. Lacrosse, the popularity of lacrosse, though, in the U.S. is really starting to get big, too. They have an outdoor league, right? You got the indoor league that's sort of for, like, tough guys, and there's fights, and it's sort of like hockey on feet. It's in NHL arenas for the most part, and, it's got that, lacrosse is the national sport of Canada, even though it really isn't, but technically it is. And the outdoor league that they got going on now in the U.S. is more these kids from the NCAA are playing. These pretty boys from Notre Dame don't want to play in the National Lacrosse League, bro. They're going to get their teeth knocked out.
Oh, that's what no, you're so right. Because I played
pretty boy lacrosse players.
This
is like, we fight in this league.
Yeah, my buddy played actually Ontario's, and they used to play like the Six Nations native teams, and he played with Tavares, and he knows them. Like they go to the reunions together. Yeah, they're all not. No, my buddy's crazy. And he told me, he goes, dude, field's a joke. He goes, don't worry about it, Cam. You played hockey, you'll get through this. He goes, but in box, you'll get killed if you've never played it before. There's no room in box. In field, you can move it around. You play hockey a bit. You can figure it out. But box lacrosse is a totally different game than field lacrosse.
No, those kids are in great shape to play that lacrosse, right? They're running around a football field. They're going up and down. They're great athletes. I'm not disputing it, but
you're right.
Like you said, like the pro league is just, it's in a hockey arena. It's very condensed, and everybody gets hit. It's not like hockey. Everybody doesn't really get hit in hockey. People think, hockey's crazy. Only a few dudes on the team are really getting beat up all the time. A lot of dudes, forwards, aren't getting hit that much. But like lacrosse, you watch a National Lacrosse League game, it's just constant slashing. I don't even know what's not allowed. Like all they do is just like cross-check each other. Bang, bang, bang. And if they don't like it, they drop the gloves. And they go. But yeah, Notre Dame are minus 275 right now. Virginia are plus 350. Maryland are plus 1,200. And the Denver Pioneers actually have the lowest odds still right now. So the odds makers think this is a Notre Dame Fighting Irish tournament to lose. But, hey, Notre Dame's got to win something for once in the last 100 years.
Hey, I like our chances, though, Gabe. We're a 6 seed against a 7. We beat 2. Duke was the second-ranked team behind Notre Dame, and Maryland
Maryland fears
14-11.
nobody.
Yeah, that's right. No one fears the turtle. Let's go. If they get to the final, then we can get out of this thing because Notre Dame's going to beat Denver. Sorry, Julio. Just the facts.
Can't believe it's still 12-1 though. They've given us no love at all.
And we got 14.
That's 14.
It should be like 7 or something. Like, yeah, what
Dude,
are they
there was
doing?
like 32 teams before. Like, it was a lot of teams. We're getting 14-1, and now they're all the way to the Final Four, and they're 12-1 only.
So who's in that lacrosse final? Whatever. It's Buffalo Bandits and Albany, because I watched that game and they killed each other. Like Buffalo and Albany hate each other, man. It was like a Canadians Bruins lead. Like it was a lot of hate in that box lacrosse game, Morency. That was the one you're talking about. It was crazy.
The Premier Lacrosse League, it's called. Mm-hmm. Here are the names, actually. See, this is not bad, actually. The Utah team figured it out easier than a hockey team. The Utah Archers, plus 500.
Yeah, wow.
So if you're not really archers, you're lacrosse players.
Archery.
The Boston Cannons are plus 500.
I like
the
that.
Philadelphia Water Dogs plus 500. The Maryland Whip Snakes plus 550.
Sounds pretty dangerous.
Sounds like that might be my team, actually.
Yeah, the Whip Snakes. I'll give Boston Cannons credit because of the New England Revolution and stuff. They always stick to the Patriot Cannon Revolution.
The New York Atlas. California Redwoods. That's a good one. California Redwoods plus 800. That'd be a good name for a baseball team, though. The Redwoods.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Pendrith ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament. Also seeking his first PGA Tour victory, he went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll this in SportsRage. I am Morency. Paul Bovey's a scratch tonight. I believe it's his cousin. Let's see. I think it was his cousin. Let me check the message again. What is it? My apology. My niece's graduation dinner tonight. I don't want to jet out early. Have to take a pass. Told me this about an hour before the show, but I appreciate it nevertheless, Paul.
Yep. He's a pretty reliable guy, though. You know, he's 99%, so it's got to be important for him not to be here.
No, he's I'd say he's about a 75%er. We love Paul. but he's about a 75%. I'd say, like, 3 out of 4. No, he's been a little better, like give him an 80% attendance.
Oh, pretty good.
George Kurtz is 100%. George Kurtz's attendance is impeccable. What's up, George?
Hey, George.
You know, I was at my daughter's school thing tonight. She's got awards thing. I'm still here. All right, and my time kept changing. It's 11:45, 11:25, 11:14.
Earlier.
Any further?
You didn't leave early, though. You didn't leave early.
No, not 11:25 Eastern. No, of course not.
No,
so
exactly.
That's why I'm always here. What am I doing at 11:25 Eastern? All right, ain't nothing going on.
I don't even know where Paul is. Like, what is your niece graduating high school in the Philippines, Mexico, Panama? I don't even know where you are. Like,
maybe
so
it's
I don't know what this
virtual
means.
dinner.
No, I actually think Paul is back in America right now. So I think he might be in California or New York. So he's in New York. He's in New York. I think he's in New York. It's all good, Paul. I never responded to him out of anger. Actually, I'll do it now. All good. I was like, yeah, thanks, buddy. All good. Enjoy. All right, George. Good to see you. I assume, George, like everybody in the sports betting world right now, you've got the Los Angeles Dodgers. I do.
Well, they don't have the Diamondbacks. Yes, of course. No, I think they'll rebound, right? A little disappointed we're in the fourth inning here and no runs, although it looks like the Dodgers are going to have a little threat here. Maybe second and third here, 1 out. So they'll get something going. Glasnow's pitching a gem. Here we go.
I didn't mind losing last night. I know you're not going to win every game, right? You bet on the Dodgers. They're not going to win every game. It was a little frustrating the way it happened, though, right? 4-1, they make it 4-3, and then they end up getting blown out after. But like you said, back-to-back will be a little frustrating. They cost everybody money last night at minus 160. Tonight they were the big favorites. I parlayed them with the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. I watched so much negative media about the Blue Jays all day and seeing people cry about them all day online. I'm like, I'm going to bet on them. Tonight's a good spot for the Jays. The Jays win the game, and now I need the Dodgers to close the parlay out at minus 112. Were you on the Jays tonight, George?
No, I was not on the Jays tonight. I wasn't against them either. I just left that one alone here. We'll see the Jays. I know I saw your tweets earlier about all the trade rumors going on, how true they are, how true they're not. Are they really trading? Are they really shopping?
They're not
Bichette
true.
And Guerrero, or is that the other GMs who want a Bichette or a Guerrero?
These guys lie all the time. Come on.
There was a report today. Anonymous general manager says the Blue Jays' asking price for Guerrero and Bo Bichette is insane. They're not on the market. So there is no asking price. Like I'm telling you, they've never shopped anybody. Dude, they're not. Their contracts are only up at the end of next year. We're in May right now. Like I know fans are panicking, and Cam, you're one of them, right? You want to trade Guerrero, and you said last week you want to trade Guerrero, point blank.
If we get a good package for him, I'm not going to give him away for nothing. But everybody has a price, Gabe. It's like Ted DiBiase said. Everybody's got a price. You want to offer something sweet? We'll listen because the Jays need to shake things up, and that's the way it is. It's been stagnant for too long. They got to do something. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but they were in a good spot tonight.
What do you think, George?
No, I think everybody's tradable. Juan Soto is tradable, right? Judge is tradable. Everybody's tradable if the price is met. So I could see that Guerrero and Bichette, maybe people inquired about them, whether they're not on the market. That's really just semantics. I mean, Jays wanted this, that, the other thing, plus that and that.
Yeah, but they're still under contract for very cheap until the end of next
That's
year.
what makes them valuable.
So they would do it next year.
The value goes down.
They would do it next year.
Actually, the time to trade him is before this deadline in July. That's when you get the most value. If you wait till the offseason, the value goes down a little bit because now they only have for one postseason run.
But the problem with the value is
they're not hitting.
It's unique for both of them. They both want a lot of money, right? Like where you know what I mean. The expectation was before like 250, 300 million type of deal. They're not justifying it with their play right now. So the Jays are in a weird spot where they're not going to offer the extension now when they're not producing enough. Now, Vlad is starting to come around a bit, and he's played well, actually, in the last 3 weeks. And Bo Bichette hit a home run tonight. We'll see if we can get going a bit. But to me, if I was the Jays, I would fire the manager. before there's any sort of big. I'm not trading Guerrero. I'm not trading Bo Bichette. You're going to get a bunch of prospects? Toronto's too big of a city to be rebuilding in, George. Blue Jay fans don't want rebuilds. Rogers are super rich. They have no excuses. But Rogers are getting frustrated because it's not their fault. They're spending $225 million, so they're not being cheap. They wanted to get Ohtani. They're spending money, but Atkins and Shapiro aren't spending it in the right places. And so it's getting frustrating for them. But Frank Robinson told me this. I remember asking him, a bunch of dudes on the Expos were struggling, and he said, you don't really get concerned until the end of May. And he goes, the end of June is sort of when you know. And if you look at the Blue Jays schedule right now, they get the White Sox. They get the White Sox again next week. They get the Detroit Tigers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is it. If they don't start winning games now, I think that Schneider will get fired. But I do not believe that anybody's getting traded. And I think, like I tweeted, George, anonymous GM. No, you're just trying to stir the pot and get the circus going in Toronto, right? And the media is already biting it right now. And fans in Toronto are stupid and getting frustrated so early in the season when it's like, all right, trade everybody, get a bunch of damn prospects, and you'll suck for another 7 years. So I don't know what people in Toronto actually expect. I would fire the manager. Get a new spark in there. Schneider doesn't have what it takes to get the team going.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Hendrick ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament. Also seeking his first PGA Tour victory, he went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Still scoreless with the D-backs and Dodgers. They're in the fifth inning right now. Chavez Ravine. As far as the Blue Jays are concerned, I think where they made a mistake is they got expectations up. They didn't put the Ohtani fire out. They should have just put it out there. No. We're not, like, you know what I mean? No, the Blue Jays are not interested. Hell, the rights holders, the damn company that owns the damn team, thought they were getting Ohtani, right? So they hyped it up so much that Ohtani potentially was going to end up there. They should have put that fire out. But when they didn't get Ohtani, they had $700 million to play with, right? They already spent a lot of money, but at this point, money is not an object. It's like making a movie. If you're already 225 into this thing, whatever, man. What's the difference if we're 225 or 253 at this point, right? So they should have responded after a Cody Bellinger, a Juan Soto, George. You know what I mean? One more, just say, all right, we're going all in. We're going to pair Bichette and Guerrero with a superstar. Not a Springer, not a Kiermaier, not these other guys. We're going to go in one more guy, and we're going to put this thing over the top. I don't know if it would have worked, but they didn't do anything after, right? It went from like, getting this, but they didn't. They needed a left-handed bat. They didn't get the left-handed bat. Then it's like, all right, just get any at-bat. Get another at-bat, right? Like even a Teoscar Hernandez type who they already had on the team before. To me, Kurtz, that's where they went wrong, that they weren't more aggressive after the Ohtani failure.
Well, I believe all three of us talked about it on this show after the Ohtani thing went south here, that, Bellinger was the next logical choice. For the reason you said, right? They need a left-handed bat. He may not be Ohtani, but a good bat. And he can play first base, can play the outfield. He's got some versatility, and that ballpark's going to hit 30-plus home runs. Now, for all we know, Bellinger didn't want to go to Toronto, right? He didn't want to go to the American League. He wanted to stay with Chicago, so maybe they never had a chance. But to your point, it is weird that they did nothing else. Nothing.
Yeah, but remember we even heard J.D. Martinez's name even. Yeah. Just like plug in 25, 30 home runs. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird that for a team that has money, we know they're a wealthy team, to do zero. And I understand maybe they're against signing those players. They don't like signing players. Maybe I'm just throwing stuff out here that don't appear in spring training. We've seen, Blake Snell not doing anything. Montgomery's not done anything. Even J.D. Martinez missed a month. Right. So I can understand maybe they shy away from players like that because they think it's an injury waiting to happen, which I kind of agree with. I wouldn't sign those players either. But for them to do zero after that, nothing was strange. It was almost like they shot their shot, they missed, and they just gave up.
They were going to get Ohtani anyway. We all knew that. I told everybody that he's going to stay with the Dodgers. Those stories were all a joke. Why the hell would he want to leave the Dodgers to come to the Blue Jays? I knew it was never going to happen. It was all media smoke screens, Gabe, and they tried to fool everybody. And then after that, it was an absolute joke. That's the whole problem. It wasn't going to happen anyway. People actually thought it was going to happen. Why the hell would he leave the Dodgers to go to the Blue Jays? Have to be an idiot.
The thing is too, though, and it's a lot like, look at Lafreniere on the Rangers. Is he a superstar? No, but he's a good player, right? So, you can't say, well, you know what, we're going to trade him because he was supposed to be a superstar. And Vladimir Guerrero might not be a superstar, right? That might be the thing. He might not be. He might be a guy that has some good years, some down years, and he's not a consistent superstar. But it doesn't mean that he's not a good baseball player. Right. So that's my deal. So that the only thing with Vlad is the financials, and he's he's playing himself into a hole right now because there's no way in hell, who's going to give you $300 million? Right. We're seeing this right now with big time teams. They don't want to pay this money. Right. They'll pay for very few people. Soto got it. Soto's going to get some money. No one ever gets the money they think they're going to get. Ohtani was the only one, and dear God, the D-backs have just broken the game open.
Yeah, triple for Carroll.
Oh God, and Teoscar Hernandez just dropped the ball in the ends in the outfield.
Dodgers were minus 2.5 on my book because of the pitching matchup tonight. That scrub going for Arizona is pitching like the game of his life. Didn't he have a 16 ERA? Unbelievable.
It's 2-0 right now.
Corey Nelson, yeah. It was a 1-2 pitch too. He hung the curveball there, and Carroll smacked it up the alley. Listen, Dodgers at second, third, one out. They didn't score. Diamondback second, third, one out. They got both guys home, and now got a chance to get another runner in.
Yeah, you know what though? We saw this last night. Just keep it like now. They can come back from 2. Don't let a crooked number. Don't let the game get away from you. Don't fall behind by 4. You can get 2 runs back. But the old runners in scoring position catching up to the Dodgers here right now. Pretty frustrating. On the other side, we'll talk. Speaking of money. Yankees owner sends warning about the Juan Soto contract in the future.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Pendrith ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament. Also seeking his first PGA Tour victory, he went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
Right, with both playoff games, we got lost in the storm, literally and figuratively. The Seattle Storm are playing the Indiana Fever right now in the Pacific Northwest. The Storm are up 61-60 with 9 minutes remaining in the basketball game. They're minus 130 on the money line right now. And in fact, I might live to regret this, but I'm going to hop in right now on the Seattle Storm to beat the Indiana Fever.
I'm there, but that number feels like a real fishy one because they're up 130. Seems a little light, but maybe that's just the way it is. Pull away.
Yeah, they just
Seattle.
locked it. They didn't let me get the bet in. Let's see what happens here. Maybe we're going to repost it at a worse number. Yep, 160.
Yeah, here it comes. Yeah,
they heard me say out loud. It happens all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm going to bet this. I like this. 130. Yeah, 160.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Yeah,
170 now. They're moving it rapidly. 170 now. God.
40 cents, sir. Nothing. Good enough.
230 now.
Yeah, here we go.
I couldn't get it in. I couldn't get it in.
I'm already on them. This is craziness.
I got to take them minus 2.5 now.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to do 2.5. They make it 3.5. Minus 3.5 now. God, you're just screwing me over here.
Not in the Dodger game, right?
It's minus, just like that. It's minus 340 on the money line. I tried to get in 30 seconds ago. It was minus 130. They lock it. They freeze it. Now they're minus 4.5 on the point spread. Not a Fever have just called timeout. All right, I'm going to have to readjust, take a step back here. They're going to a timeout. Yep. That was very frustrating experience. I wanted to get in at minus 130. So, speaking of money in these teams, so yeah, 3-0. Right, the Dodgers, of course, I just said, don't give up another run. And then, boom, wild pitch right after that. So, 3-0 right now. They can still come back. All right, let's see. They got a lot of at-bats left here. What's the updated number here for the Dodgers to win this game?
240. That's what I got.
Yeah, I see a plus 250. You had the Dodgers plus 2.5, minus 145.
I got 1.5 plus 128.
The Rockies are winning 2-1 over the A's right now. And they're at bat. This Rocky team's been competitive over the last couple of weeks. I saw Sharapan had a poll question, how many people would be at this game tonight. He said over under 3,000, right? You know, it's not a bad game. It's a 2-1 game. The Rockies have been playing. These teams don't completely suck. Oakland doesn't completely suck. I'm watching the game right now, and all I see is empty seats, though. I saw someone tweet out that it was $20 to sit behind home plate tonight for this game.
Good value. That's amazing.
It's a great deal.
Okay, fantastic. Oakland came back last night too, guys. Maybe we take the A's.
Go. If you told me the A's and the Rockies were playing like in Vancouver right now and it was $20 to go sit behind home plate, I'd be there. I'd be all drunk right now with money on the game.
Yeah,
$20.
It probably costs more to park than it does to be in the stadium.
See, Morency, that's why I like dumpster fires. You save money. We're going to get drunk at the game anyway. Ooh, let's bet on it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what difference does it make, Kim? Who cares if you're at a D-back Dodger game or a Rockies-A's game? It's a Major League Baseball.
That's my whole point.
Like, if you're a kid or you're a drunk fan, it doesn't matter. Like, people, I wouldn't go to that game. So what, you're going to go to the other game? Okay, you just went to the New York Ranger game. How do you feel? You lost.
Exactly.
You wish you didn't go.
Be at the A's game.
You spent $500. You lost.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like.
We had fun at UNLV Oregon State. We cover the number. We get drunk. It doesn't matter where the game is. Just
exactly. A lot of people go, "Oh, UNLV Oregon State. Oh, it's not Alabama."
LSU.
It's like, yeah, who cares? We had a great time. It was a great football game. We won money on the game.
Right. See, there you go, Gabe. Dumpsters. That's the way we roll now. Save money, have fun, win the bet. That's the new approach. Who needs high price tickets? I don't.
The bigger concern is getting robbed, actually.
Yeah, you might be on
it's not so much the game. It's sort of like the trip home after. You're like, I don't know about parking your car either.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if your car's going to be there after.
You come back, your car's on bricks. It's getting stabbed.
It's not like overly violent, but like everything that's not locked down gets stolen.
Let's call it up for what it is.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of murder mysteries. Oakland's got some areas where I wouldn't want to be drunk and just going for a stroll.
No, dude, all the fast food restaurants are closing there because they get robbed too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you said it. There you go.
No, so like we're not being jerks. It's just factual. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, true.
They couldn't even the drive-through and stuff. It didn't work because like people were getting robbed. Their cars were getting like hijacked in the parking lot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough cops in Oakland. So criminals know that even if we do something, it'll take them 10 minutes. Like there's not like sort of this immediate response there, and they're onto it. They're under budgeted and stuff. Like they're losing all their teams. Mm-hmm. There's a reason. Like they don't have money. Like they can't say, "Oh yeah, we'll give you money to stay." They don't have the money, right? Like the city's just it's a mess. It's too bad because it's beautiful too. It's like it's the cheaper San Francisco. It's right there. It's on the other side. Great tradition there too. 2-1. Though for the Rockies over the Athletics, 3-0 for the Dodgers. So I wanted to get to this, Kurt, since you're the Yankee fan here. Hal Steinbrenner talking about Juan Soto. I got to be honest, payrolls at the level we're at right now are simply not sustainable for us financially. Steinbrenner tells the New York Post, it wouldn't be sustainable for the vast majority of ownership groups, given a luxury tax that we have to pay when discussing Juan Soto's potential contract negotiations. Not exactly what you want to hear when there's a dude in the same city named Steve Cohen with all that money, George.
It's all a bunch of bull. The Yankees print money. Everybody knows that. You want Juan Soto, you'll sign Juan Soto. When he's already laying the excuses of why Juan Soto won't be a Yankee. Right? When it comes out next year that he signs with the Mets or whatever, Toronto, whatever it might be, he's got the excuse, well, we really couldn't do that because we have to pay 50 cents on the dollar to the luxury tax. That's all he's saying here. He's giving you excuses already as to why he won't be a Yankee next year. Or he won't give him the, $600 million, $700 million, $1 billion contract, whatever it might be. I mean, the man's 25, 26-year-old, give him a 15-year deal. It shouldn't hurt the team that you have some bad contracts that you sign. You got Stanton for the next, 4 years here, and that's an issue. And it's just.
But you've got some guys coming off the books. I see Gleyber Torres and Alex Verdugo. That's $23 million right there.
Man, it's not major money.
23 combined, but that's an extra $23 million. But I totally agree with you. I think he's setting the groundwork.
First base. That's the problem.
And if I'm Soto,
Rizzo's with the deal.
If I'm Soto and his people, I see this and I'm like, okay, like you've already sent a message to me as well, right? Which I wouldn't be overly ecstatic about. Like you're already laying the groundwork about, we don't want to pay you all that money. And honestly, I don't think Steinbrenner wants to do it. I don't think he wants to do it. I think he
never
figures
has.
now I'll pay Judge. He's my
not
guy.
his
I'm not
father.
going to give someone. And Soto might get. I'm hearing $600 million now for Soto.
Whoa.
I'm hearing closer to 7. He might
That's a
get.
Yeah,
lot of
Cam.
bread.
They're talking like Otani territory. Like, yeah, Otani
I like
territory.
Soto, but like, whoa, man, that's a lot of bread. That's a lot of money.
Cohen will. I
Holy
think Cohen will
jeez.
pay it. I think Cohen will pay it, especially if this year keeps going down the crapper for the Mets here and all the
The San
garbage.
Francisco Giants will pay it.
I don't think he'd go to San Fran. I think he wants to be on the East Coast.
I agree
I
with
think
you.
that's what-
Because he
Yeah,
could
so
have stayed in San Diego. They were willing to re-sign him. He
Exactly.
didn't even want to.
No, I think it's the Yankees or the Mets. I think it's the Yankees. I could. Man,
Oh,
if
the
Boston
Phillies.
Bo-
The Phillies spend money, man.
They do. They have so many big contracts. Turner.
I know. But I'm just stating they're
Nola,
pretty crazy
Zach
and
Wheeler.
aggressive, that team. I'm just thinking out loud in the modern era, how many teams really have Juan Soto money? And okay, San Francisco maybe doesn't want to go. They do, and we've seen they're always we want to meet. Anytime there's a star out there, they're always in. Doesn't
About
mean it's
six?
going to work out. The Dodgers are
16?
already loaded. I don't think the Soto are going to the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers will be in play for that. They can't take on $700 million deals every year.
Hey, defer.
So,
defer for another 30 years. Who cares?
Soto won't
The next
defer
Dodgers
anything.
would worry about it. No, he doesn't want to go there anyway.
If he wants to, I'll welcome aboard, no problem. Hey, I don't care. Pay him. It's not my money. Dodgers aren't giving me free tickets. I got to pay to get in.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Hendrick ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament. Also seeking his first PGA Tour victory, he went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal. Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Man, it's crazy. Like, we're getting to the point, and the New York Yankees, as you say, George, all right, they bleed money and they have money and all this. The thing with baseball is, and this is why they don't want the salary cap, is we don't know their books. You know what I mean? It's a private entity, right? Like the NFL, you'll know. Like the NFL, you know their revenue, you know their books. Like Major League Baseball teams they don't have to tell you. They're not sharing the revenue with the players. Oh, God, the ball's deep but not out.
Not out.
Will Smith. Yeah. But yeah, they don't have to close. So I read like 2-3 years ago, like how much money the Yankees actually make. And it was, when it was all said and done, they made $40 million profit, George. Do you believe that? That was profit. No. Like, so all the money they invested, they made $40 million after.
Because when depends on what you're counting here. A lot of that does not count the Yes Network. Because
which they own, because they don't count that as revenue. Like the Blue Jays do that too. Oh, we don't have this. It's like, well, you don't have that revenue because you damn broadcast the games yourself.
All right. So if you're not counting that, okay, yeah, they don't make as much, but we know that should be counted. That's part of the team.
No, that's a great point. So I would believe that, George, that the Yankees are making $40 million from Yankee Stadium and the operation and tickets and everything. But that doesn't take into account all the advertising from the Yes Network.
That still sounds way too low for the Yankees.
I agree. It sounds low. Put a zero on that.
Well, Steinbrenner's full of excuses, Cam, and I've heard him. Like I said, he said, oh, people don't realize that we're New York and we're the biggest terror threat. We have to spend way more on security than anybody. People don't take that into account, right? Like he has like a list of excuses, George, about spending money. This guy.
He's not his father. Winning is not the most. Whatever you thought about George Steinbrenner, I didn't like him at all. I thought he was a complete egotistical maniac, but he wanted to win, and he would do anything to win, spend any amount of money to win. Hal is not that. Hal is a businessman. All right, that's why. Remember, he said originally, we shouldn't need $200 million to win a World Series. We shouldn't need $300 million. To win a World Series.
Well, remember, and Cashman said our team is fine as it is. Remember? Yeah. So, like, he got defensive.
He's just parroting what Hal says. That's all he is. Just backing up the owner here. Doesn't work that way unless everything works great.
That's why you pray for an owner that absolutely loves the team, like Cuban gave back with the Mavericks or whatever. Because it's like you look at MLSE, the way they run teams. It's the same as the damn Yankees. That's the thing. It's like we can do this and this and this. We make profits for our shareholders.
Yeah, but we should.
Everybody's good. Everybody's fine.
But you can't also overestimate. Like there is a lot of money that goes into this.
Oh, I understand that.
Dude, their payroll is $296 million.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a lot of money, George. It's not like, so you can't say they're not spending money. Like they're spending $96 million. They're spending nearly $300 million on players right now.
No, unfortunately, some of it's bad spending, right? This is also why we had the discussion during the offseason of Cashman should be gone. His moves have not paid off. He's paying people who shouldn't be paid and stuff like that.
Well, that's sort of like back to full circle to the Blue Jays, where the Blue Jays are at 225, 260, whatever. Like the Blue Jays are willing to spend money. They keep coming back with the players, and then now there's another home run. This game's done. 4-0 D-backs. Christian Walker, solo home run. 4-0, top of the 6th inning.
It took Glasnow out also. Glasnow only went 5.
This is frustrating. So that's as far as your other boy, too, Dak Prescott, has a contract situation going on, George.
Your other boy.
Does he? Really? Kidding.
You haven't heard?
I didn't hear about this. I love the way he said today, by the way, I don't play football for the money. That's because you already got $200 million in the bank. All right? I don't play football for the money. Yeah, I'm sure you're playing for the joy of the sport here. I'm starting to hate everybody. I'm starting to hate Dak. I hate Jerry Jones. I hate everybody. I don't know what Jerry Jones is doing.
He carries a salary cap hit of $55 million this year. He's owed $34 million, though, in actual. They got to pay him $34 million. I said last year that I think this is probably it for Dak. And a lot of people are like, no, George. But as we come into the year right now, do you believe this is the last year that Dak Prescott's going to be the quarterback? I get the feeling Jerry doesn't want to do the deal. He wants to see how this year plays out. Point blank. If Dak Prescott carries them, but he won't carry them, we know how it's going to end.
It's the same show every year with the Cowboys. They'll win 10, 11 games. I don't think they'll win 12 this year. Schedule's a little tougher. And the team is not as good, by the way. They might even struggle, by the way.
But do you blame Dak Prescott for the reason why the Cowboys haven't won over the last, let's say, 5 years? Is he the reason why the Cowboys don't win?
Don't win what? Playoffs? Yes. He's definitely a main reason they don't win the playoffs. You could see it. He's a deer in the headlights. I can't say this enough. During that game against Green Bay last year, I had money on the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys would beat Green Bay. I saw the first Dak Prescott pass, and you could see that he was aiming the ball. He wasn't throwing it. He was aiming the ball. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. And I put everything I had on Green Bay. You could just see that it was going to be another Dak Prescott game. I don't know what it is about the playoffs, even at home. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you, but he's not a playoff guy. He's just not. The numbers tell you this over and over again. Yes, he's great against the NFC East. He's great against terrible teams. You put him against good teams outside of the East playoffs, he's not the same guy.
So
Maybe
do you want to move on?
Day, Gabe.
Do you want to move on from him?
I think they have to.
If your goal is to win the Super Bowl, then yes, because you're not going to win the Super Bowl for him. But without him, you're going to struggle with two. There's no quarterback on the Cowboy roster. Trey Lance, yeah, good luck. I'm sure McCarthy was able to do what Shanahan wasn't. Yeah, right. Cooper Rush, no. What are you going to do?
You'd have to draft a quarterback next year.
But you're going to win too many games. You're not going to have a top.
Cooper Rush is a great ATS quarterback, Morency, as you well know. He covers numbers.
Yeah, he had his run, but it's done.
He had a really good run.
It's a tough problem for the Cowboys because what's more important, winning games and being relevant? Because Dak Prescott will win you games and he'll be relevant. But if you want to win it all, no, he's not the guy.
No, you're so stuck, the Cowboys, in a sense. You got to pay CeeDee Lamb and you got to pay Dak Prescott, but you're not winning. It's very eerily similar to a lot of teams. And Micah Parsons. The Cowboys and the Leafs, they should be better. And it's hard. Like, they should be better than they are in the playoffs. Like, on paper, they have all the tools to do it. They've won all these games in the regular season, and they just lose in the playoffs. But is it the coach? Is it the quarterback? And you can't deny that Dak Prescott has been worse more than he's been good in the playoffs over the years.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Hendrick ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament. Also seeking his first PGA Tour victory, he went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. We'll get to the hockey. We'll get Kurtz's picks. 2-2. The Athletics have tied it. They're better than the Dodgers. They've come back. The Dodgers are like losing 4-0. But I talked about this with Rick Staratella the other night. Very interesting football. And the NFL season's actually not all that far off. The CFL season's like 2 weeks away. But I came across some props. I'm looking, I was looking at different bets and the books posting different props. Here's an interesting one. Team starting quarterback in week 1. And they got a bunch of teams listed here. And it's funny. One of them that we talked about has already moved quite a bit. I'll throw this one to you, Kurtz. Starting quarterback, week 1 for the Raiders. Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell? Gardner Minshew's minus 250 right now. He was minus 350 earlier in the week. He's minus 250 right now. Aiden O'Connell is plus 200.
Yeah, I think it's they'll say it's O'Connell. He'll get the first reps because he was with the team last year. But Minshew's a better quarterback. Right, he's the better quarterback. He's not the end-all to be-all there, but I'm going to say Minshew will win this job in training camp, and he'll take the first snap. So give me Minshew.
Cam, Minshew or Aiden O'Connell, starting quarterback?
The last thought I've had at Aiden O'Connell was that game, Raiders versus Minnesota, where the final score was 3-0, and it was one of the worst games I've ever watched in my life. Give me Gardner Minshew, please. Don't like the price.
I think Aiden O'Connell has a legitimate chance. Like I said, it was minus 350 earlier in the week. Both me and Saratella said Aiden O'Connell's the bet, actually. I think it's a real battle going into camp. I don't think that they have their mind made up one way or the other. And as me and Rick agreed on, you know what Gardner Minshew is. You know what his ceiling is. Aiden O'Connell was put in a very, very difficult situation last year, and he played well at times. And I think he showed enough that he deserves another opportunity in a more stable situation. And I do believe that the coaching staff does like him for real. Otherwise, they would have drafted a quarterback. Like, they're comfortable with, a Minshew and an O'Connell and let it play out. But I think O'Connell actually has a shot here. And a quick story about O'Connell I saw today that came out. He was on, he did Mason Crosby's podcast. And, or Mason Crosby, Max Crosby. And he changed his number. So last year, O'Connell was number 4. And he's changed his number to number 12. And he basically said he never wanted number 4. Number 4 was Derek Carr's number. And it goes to show just what a jerk McDaniels was. McDaniels was the one that insisted that he wear number 4. Like, just to try to erase Carr's memory right away, which is a big jackass move. And one of the reasons why players hated him so much, because of petty things like that he did. Show no respect to Carr at all, the way they handled him on the way out the year before. Then they give his number to a rookie in O'Connell like that. It's a real slap in the face. So he changed the number, basically set. He goes, it was very uncomfortable, but I was a rookie, and what am I supposed to do? They gave me my number. I'm on the Raiders. I got to take the number, right? So that's the type of guy O'Connell is, though. He gets it in a bigger picture. Like, his teammates all love him and stuff. I think he's got a better chance to be the quarterback than people think. Sam Darnold, minus 150, Kurtz. J.J. McCarthy, plus 120. Minnesota Vikings, week 1, starting quarterback. And I know you read all the NFL reports. It's easy to say now when they're in the OTAs, but every report every day is just nothing but rave reviews about J.J. McCarthy and how he's playing in camp.
First-round rookie quarterbacks are going to play. It's just a matter of when. No, they don't sit anymore. So
this is a week 1 bet, bro. It's a week one bet. Week 1.
They know they're not winning with Sam Darnold. All right, I think he's a good backup. I want to look at their schedule. Here's pure curiosity.
Is he a good backup?
You play the Giants week 1. All right, that's nice. San Fran.
They're at New York,
man.
Green Bay.
You got to take the plus money.
I think it's going to be McCarthy. I mean, unless he flounders and
McCarthy all day, all night. We defended this guy. The guy's an athlete, at least. You know what you want to talk about. You know what you get with Sam Darnold. That's something we know. So yes, I would go with McCarthy at plus money.
I think the plan was and is sort of that Sam Darnold would be the starter the initial starter, unless J.J. McCarthy just was so good. And they realize, you know what, he's already as good as Sam Darnold. And what are we waiting for? He's our quarterback of the future. He's mature. And I think it's too early to start saying that right now. But McCarthy's special. And he's lighting it up early right now. And he's gaining the confidence of the coaching staff. And there's a reason why he's got the shortest price here at plus 120. Like, I see this. Jacoby Brissett is minus 400. Yeah, it's minus 400. That's a lot. Drake May will not be the quarterback in week 1 for the New England Patriots.
Brissett minus